Good morning. What's going on? I appreciate you guys being here. It is Thursday. It is July 31st. Can I get a roll tide inside the comment box? Got a banger show for you today, as I usually do. It's Thursday, feeling good. I think we'll go heavy today. So I was thinking about one show, two shows, and I was like, you know what? We'll just go on through. So let me tell you how today is going to work. So I'm going to need you guys, your support today more than ever. All right. So we're going to have our normal show. We'll talk about Tank Jones leading up to the decision, which looks to be at 12:20 Central Time. Okay. So you're like, damn, it's 10. Yeah. You're going to have to quit your job to be on the show today. So what we'll do is we'll talk Tank Jones this morning. I get feedback from you guys. We'll talk fall camp. Alabama is holding its second practice right now. All right. They started at 9:30, so they're about 30 minutes in. You also get Ryan Grubb interview at some point of the day. I'll probably post it on my channel, probably like 2 p.m. or something like that. So then you get some highlights today as well. And then, depending on how we're feeling, we might try to, make a run at the Natty tonight. All right, taking on Oklahoma. So jam-packed day, and it's good. I mean, it's July 31st. We are like, seriously, 5 yards, 6 yards at a time getting closer to the college football season. So BJ's like, can't quit my job. I know, dog. You can't, man. Life is a grind. You got to show up again and again and again. So good morning to everybody up on the show. I appreciate it. And I know the biggest question today as people woke up was not who's going to be the left guard, not who's going to be the third running back or the fifth wide receiver, but it's about like, where the hell is Tank Jones going to go? And look, I get it. I've been reading the same stuff that you've been seeing within the last 24 hours. And I guess, Oregon seems to be the team that is pulled out, I guess, a little in front. But I still really haven't seen anything that says, like, strong Oregon. So 12:20 p.m. Central Time on the Pat McAfee Show. All right, so I'm going to tell you this. You got kids in your house? Yeah, I got kids in my house. Well, teenagers. And so I have a TV in my office, right? So that's how I watch the games when we do, like, the watch-alongs. So I go to get my TV because I want to have, like, Pat McAfee here in the back. And look. This ever happened to you as a parent? Where the damn batteries at? The batteries are gone, man. So I'm going to have to watch it on my phone, I guess. 12:20. I'll be watching with you guys. It's on the Pat McAfee Show. I guess that's the time that we'll be looking for. So if you just jumped in, you're like, where's he going? We don't know yet. I think the latest has been Oregon, but I'm going to watch this thing to the very end. And I think a couple of things to know is, like, somehow we got into this narrative that Alabama was poor, that they were broke. I don't think that's necessarily the case. I really don't. Now, does Oregon have Nike money? Yeah, 1,000,000%. I mean, billion%. A&M have oil money? 1,000,000,000%. But Alabama's up there. I'm telling you, I don't know what happened. I'm trying to figure out where the pot of gold is as well. But something changed. I'm just telling you. And I always point back to, like, a bunch of different things. They didn't get, nobody hit the transfer portal. Right? You're able to retain some coaches. You got LeBaron Philon back. You think all those guys just came back because they just wanted to be like teammates? No, man. Alabama has a lot of money. A lot of money. Now, is it going to take a lot of money for Tank Jones? Yeah, hell yeah, and it should. I'll show you his highlight tape this morning. It's crazy. I didn't even know he was doing work on the... Did you see him doing work on the offensive side? At Wildcat? I'm telling you, 6'3", 250? Man. So, and let me do some shout outs, and then I want you guys to be thinking. We'll make a prediction. We'll do a early morning prediction, and then we'll do like a right before prediction. All right, so let me see who's up in the house real quick before you guys give me a prediction. And remember, represent your city, man. Represent your city. I mean, it's so important to represent your hood. All right, Daniel Adams, what's up, man? He's saying that Brett Greenberg, who does a great job, is saying Oregon. Max Tooney's up in here. What's up, dog? Good to see you. Jeff, good to see you this morning. Welcome to the show. Miss Kimberly, I appreciate you. Very strong supporter. You're a 5-star supporter. Young C Gaming. This guy's been this guy. I don't know how long you've been here, Young C, but you might win Rookie of the Year, bro. You're doing a really great job. Always inside the comment box. Let's see who else. We got RMFT Todd says it is on the Pat McAfee show. Yep, at 12:20. So you guys can leave. You guys come back. Go get you some Full Moon Barbecue. North Alabama Storm Chase, where you been, dog? Man, it's been a minute since you've been on here. Good morning to you. Brady G, what's up? Lee Morgan saying, let's go Tank. We got a great crew on, so I got to give some shout outs. That's just how we're going to roll. Vanna Carter, good morning. You're in Canton, Ohio? That's what's up. Southern Red, good morning to you. We got Brennan up in Madison. You know, I was talking about Madison the other day. I love Madison. Trash Pandas. Yeah, I would like to get a Trash Panda jersey, I guess. Brady G's coming to us from Myrtle Beach. That's what's up. Hartford, Alabama. What's up, Ketchum? Good to see you, dog. Deer Hunter 175. LOL Squad from Atlanta. From is coming to us from everywhere. King Riz, what's up, dog? Amanda Jane. Amanda Jane's down in Fairhope. I was just in Fairhope. Fairhope and Mobile. Man, that area is growing, man. Stanley, what's up, man? I wish I could pronounce your last name. Well, I don't want to do you dirty on air like that. But I appreciate you being here. My name, that's an easy one. Frank, what's going on, man? I'm going to leave, get some sushi, and come back. Frank, get me some sushi too, if you can. Spicy tuna roll, a small portion. Yeah, maybe like some, yeah, I think what else we got. You good with that, Frank? Cairo, what's up, man? Coming to us from Virginia. You know, I used to live in Alexandria. Braddock Station, represent. Decatur. I've never been to Milo's. College Park, that's what's up. Anniston, love me some Anniston. There's some hard golf courses around that area. Fayetteville, Tennessee. Wichita, Kansas? Kaylin, I didn't know you were from Wichita. I love that. That's what's up. Originally from Foley. Man, don't say this. Fromm is saying it's almost time to go back to school. Oh, man. Yikes. Man, it comes around quick, right? Panama City, almost Rosemary. Ooh, man, that's that 30A lifestyle. Okay, Frank, Beth James, and I, we're going out for sushi, okay? Austell, Georgia, no idea where that is. What's up, Taj? Coming to us from the Steel City of Birmingham. Daniel, be good inside the comment box, dog. Rod is like, dude, what time is the announcement? 12:20. So tell your friends, tell your family, 12:20 on Pat McAfee. But I'm just going to be live like the whole time. So I'm going to talk fall camp. Alabama is holding its second practice right now. And then, you know, we'll highlight what we learned from yesterday, biggest questions. We'll take calls. We'll go all the way to 12:30. So it'll be fun. We'll kick it. So if you want to pop out, pop back in, come in, all good. Love it. All right. Big raffle. This is a big ticket item. We will spin the pinwheel next Wednesday. Okay. So those of you that hit me up for Zelle or Zelly, I'll think about it and I'll add that to the repertoire as well. But what we got right here is a ticket value of $543 for 2 tickets to Alabama's second home game, Alabama versus Wisconsin, Section E, row 61. That is literally the view behind the graphics at Bryant-Denny Stadium, 11 a.m. kickoff, September 13th. I'll get the tickets the day before. I'll send those to you. That's for 2 tickets. It's $25 to enter. You can enter as many times you'd like. And, yeah, the ticket, I'm telling you, the ticket value is crazy. I don't even know, like, what. And I was asking you guys yesterday. I was like, man, you know, about the tickets. Because, you know, you could sit at the upper bowl. Like, those are some really good seats. But as soon as this team starts taking teams to the woodshed, those tickets are going to be like really challenging to get, right? That's just how it is. Tickets to see the best show in town, you know. Alabama doesn't have a pro team. This is the pro team, the Crimson Tide. All right, so let me ask you this now about Tank Jones. Go ahead and post an early decision or like an early prediction where you think that Tank Jones will end up. By the way, if you want to get in that raffle, it's Bama_YouTube on Venmo, Cash App, Bama YouTube. You see it at the bottom of the screen. Cash App, Super Chats will work as well. So right now, just this is a early show prediction. Where do you think that Tank Jones is going? Sound off inside the comment box. Kyle is saying Bama. See, there's a lot of people that still believe it's going to be Bama as well. BJ saying Bama. Bat James saying Bama. Tank is saying the Ducks. It doesn't. I'm going to be surprised if anybody's like saying Texas A&M. It seemed like is it just a 2-horse race right now? King Riz is saying Oregon. Where's Todd Tipton at? Todd, are you here? Todd, is Todd okay? Bama. Case is here. What's up, Case? Good to see you, dog. Bama. Look, I think a couple things. Number one, I don't really make like, predictions or anything like that. I'm not like a recruiting guy. But I think this particular one has been very interesting because of the 3 schools that have been mentioned, right? Aaron is saying Bama. Yo, if he picks Bama, bro, the internet is going to break. I'm telling you. We'll set a record for how many people we have on the show. I have all my stuff ready in case he does commit. So I'm locked and loaded, just trying to figure it out. But I think, what's made it interesting is you see Oregon and A&M, and I saw a comment inside the comment box that was like, look, prospects weren't going anywhere else before NIL. And I was thinking about that. I was like, yeah, look, the bigger programs were going to get their bigger programs. We're going to get like their bigger prospects always. But, now that it's kind of the pay for play, it's changed a little bit for sure. But Alabama isn't broke. Alabama is very well in this. Alabama is going all in for somebody like Tank Jones. I don't know. I think it comes down to the wire. I don't think it's already, the decision has already been made. I think it'll be close. And remember this. Yeah. What's up, gentlemen? Good to see you inside the comment box, man. First time commenter, I think. Right now we might be guessing or whatever. But look, no matter where he goes, and no matter where these kids, and I'll show you the entire recruiting class here in a second as well. But no matter where these guys go, right now, they haven't signed anything, right? And things can change during the season. $12.20 on Pat McAfee, Mason. So what I'm saying is like, look, Oregon has a super light schedule anyways. But it doesn't take long for a team to lose momentum during the actual college football season. Players like this, 5 stars, they don't want to be associated with teams that lose during the season. It's not cool. It's not a good look. You lose momentum, right? The national media starts riding on the coach, starts riding on the team, and that's where you see a lot of flips. So, I'm just saying, I think we wait to see how this plays out, and then we wait again until signing day. Because I would strongly imagine that, let's just say, if Tank Jones decides for somebody else other than Alabama, let me ask you this. Listen up, eyes up. Do you think that if Tank Jones goes somewhere else, that Alabama stops recruiting him? Seriously. Like today, they're like, oh man, he picked somewhere else, stop recruiting him. I don't think that's the case. I think this is, a big date for Tank, but I think the recruitment goes on. And look, this recruiting class, if Tank jumps on, my goodness, this is one of the best recruiting. I'm telling you. And look, Saban had 2 just crazy recruiting classes that had like 7 5-stars. This one will have what, like 6? Maybe if somebody gets elevated, maybe 7. This is the type of recruiting class it is if you get Tank. So I would just, let's be cautiously optimistic and let's wait for this to go the distance today at 12:20 and then continue to follow it after that. And please don't be one of the fans that like goes after Tank as a young man and say that, say anything negative about him. Don't do that. Number one, I would imagine he's a minor, but number 2, like, the guy is genetically gifted, plus is a absolute, like, he's worked for opportunities like this. So don't go after him, his family. Keep it classy, right? Don't say anything on social media that you're gonna regret. Just keep it all positive. Take the high road. That's the best way. You can be disappointed inside. You can come on. You can call me up and you can vent. But don't say anything negative, regardless of the outcome of the kid. Be happy for the kid. And think about that. And I know this is hard to swallow. But his day, this is his day. Don't make it about yourself. Don't be, a narcissist. It's his day. Let's be happy for the kid, for the opportunities that he has and his family has, and that's it. Now, if he comes to Alabama, embrace it. We move forward either way. Keep it classy, though, honestly. Don't go after the kids. So when you're looking at kind of the detail of, somebody like Tank Jones, I'll go full screen on this, and let me just point out a couple different things because, I've been doing some heavy research on him. You know me, he hasn't announced yet. He announces at 12:20, right? But I was thinking about it from like a scouting report perspective. And this is how the show will work. This is a long show. So we're doing Tank Jones. Then we'll do more fall camp. Then I'll take your guys' calls. Then we'll eat some sushi. I'm just kidding. I wish. What? Who was that? And then we'll go into 12:20 when he actually makes a decision, and then after that we'll go into the highlights for Alabama, and then after that we'll go into Ryan Grubb, and then tonight, we'll try to take it to Oklahoma in the Natty. You think I should play the Natty tonight against Oklahoma? Oh, man. Those games are crazy. Every game that I play is nuts, man. It's so crazy. All the games that I play. Oh, yeah, it was R. Kelly, but you can't sing him anymore, man. Jeez. You got canceled. Can't do stuff like that. But obviously, he had some bangers, I mean, shoot. You remind me of your Jeep, right? So let's look at the scouting report real quick, and then I'll show you his highlight tape in just a minute, too. All right, so Anthony Tank Jones, he's an edge rusher, 6'4", 250 pounds, just absolutely physically imposing. It's crazy when you watch his tape, and I'll show his tape here in a minute. He plays on the offensive side of the ball as well. He's a 5-star, top 25 in the class of 2026. Power motor, physically imposing off the ball, lower body explosiveness, excellent bend and burst production last year. 84 tackles, 18 tackles for loss, and 16 tackles as a junior. It's crazy. Oh my goodness, man. 16 sacks. God, he's crazy. Versatility. You see him kind of on the outside as an edge, and then you see him hand in the dirt. So in terms of like coming over here, I think he play. Where would he play? Would he play the Bandit, or would he play like, I guess, like the Wolf position? Probably Bandit, right? Technique very polished already. A lot of these kids that, you know, Alabama has committed, I feel like they could get some playing time this year, which is crazy to say, but like Sadarian Morgan, man, that dude's a beast. I'm actually glad Sadarian Morgan isn't here right now, because it could create like a logjam with some of the other wide receivers. By the way, Alabama holding its second practice right now as we speak. Later on today at the podium, you'll get Ryan Grubb. I'll upload that press conference whenever it comes in. And then also highlights from day 2, photos, all that and more, right? Steven, what's up, man? Good to see you, bro. Yeah, 12:20 is the time. 12:20 for Tank Jones. But yeah, I mean, look, whoever lands up with him, you know, good for them. I'm going to take a 2-minute timeout. I'll come right back, and then we'll play the highlights of Tank Jones. Give me like 2 minutes. I'm going to have to take some breaks because the show is crazy today. If anybody asks inside the comment box, I know the number one question is, what time? Just tell them 12:20. Be right back in 2 seconds. Bama Football on YouTube is sponsored by Sonic, America's favorite drive-in. Give a roll tide inside the comment box if you want a cherry vanilla Dr. Pepper. Bama Football on YouTube is live every day at 10 a.m. Central Time with Kyle Henderson of Bama Football on YouTube. Follow Bama Football on YouTube tonight as Alabama takes on Oklahoma in the national championship. Got pests, got fleas? Make sure and call Bama Exterminator for your next... I'm just kidding. I'll make all that shit up. I'm manifesting sponsors. Got pets, got fleas? Call Bama Exterminators to get all your Auburn Tiger fans out your house. Call 866-BAMA. I really didn't take a break. What I did was I found this video that I had to bring on. So those are my commercials. We're watching Tank Jones highlights. If anybody comes in inside the comment box and like, what time is he announcing? The time is 12:20. Do I have that pinned? Does the pinned post work? Tank will commit a little after 12 p.m. Central Time, but I don't know. So keep telling people. Tell your family, tell your friends, all right? Oh, you guys like that one, huh? I'm telling you, dog, I'm a funny mother, you know what? It's crazy. I don't know why I was this funny, and I got mad stories, too. If you ever want me to tell you the toothpaste story, I'll tell you. This shit was hilarious. Because I've had crazy stuff, man. I've lived 41 amazing years. And the last couple of years, they've been a little bumpy, but it's okay because I kind of like reflect on, you know, a lot of the good times that I had, a lot of good times. And some of the funny times that we had, man, is just hysterical. Crazy. You know how life is. All right. You guys ready? These highlights are crazy. All right. So what we're watching is Tank Jones. His Bama pest control. All right. Highlights of Tank Jones. Look at this monster. I'll go full screen. Here he is coming after your quarterback nearest you. Here he is once again. Look at this. Look what he's doing. He's picking this young man up and he's putting him right into the turf. Now, here he is. It looks like he's tight end in this particular clip. He's wide open. He plays offense too. Remember, this is 250 pounds, all right? Here he is lined up, hand in the dirt. He's a nightmare. Remember, he had 18 tackles for a loss. This is why somebody like this is a 5-star. You know, sometimes you're like, is this guy a 5-star? Not yet, dude. Like, yeah, 100%. Look at this dude. Good night. So I guess he played the bandit position, right? Did we look at him? He's not or wide receiver. You know what? What if he's the player that comes here and cross trains and plays 2 ways? Look at that guy. Didn't even want to catch him. He just fell down. Man, threw it right in the bread basket. Here he is off the edge. I guess is like a wolf position type player. Man, and once he gets you, that's it. The Python grip. Hand in the dirt. Nope. Number 77, no chance. Poor quarterback in the dirt. Here he is, handed it. Dude, I'm telling you, dude, this dude is crazy. Man, gets to the outside. Quick off the ball. I'm telling you, this is a 5-star. You know what? Another thing that stands out is like lower out. Look at him here. Okay, we're going to do Tank Jones. Let's do a fade route on the corner. Man, that's crazy. Oh my goodness, that was crazy. That was the nastiest play. You should have that play number 1. Here he is at Wildcat. Yeah, put him at Wildcat. Let's do a Wildcat, jet sweep right, QB keeper with Tank Jones. So maybe he's the guy that comes in here and cross trains and plays 2 ways. I don't know. Couple more highlights and then I'll come back. Man, oh my goodness. Man, I'd be scared if you were the parents in the stands and Tank Jones was grabbing your son like that. Man, look at him here. He caught him. Oh my goodness. I like this. I like this Wildcat. Okay, I'm gonna tell you this. Let me ask you this, okay? This clip at Wildcat, I love it. Trivia. When is the last time that Alabama went Wildcat? And who did they have at Wildcat? Because this made me mad. This made me mad. I didn't like who they put at Wildcat. But when was the last time they went Wildcat? I forget the year. And who was who did they put at quarterback? 256 on Tank Jones to announce at 12:20 on Pat McAfee. All right, let's see if you guys can get this. So the trivia question is for today. It is, who was the last player to do Wildcat? No, you know what? I have my answer, and I'll see if you guys agree with me. I don't think it was Josh Jacobs. It was somebody else. Because it was Josh Jacobs, then I'm fine with that. But I don't think it was Josh Jacobs. It was somebody else to me. No, I still don't see the answer. Who the master? Still rocking with R. Kelly. You do you, dog. He did have some bangers. It's just like that's it. The first super chat of the day, though, by the way. Thank you so much. There you go. This is the answer I was looking for. Adam Perry says Slade Bolden. So now we're going to need some fact checkers. Was Slade Bolden after Josh Jacobs in terms of the Wildcat? Because I remember one of the plays, and look, don't get me wrong, I love me some Slade Bolden. I do, 100%. Who doesn't? But I remember Alabama came out one time in Wildcat with Slade, and I was like, man, you had so many different options, you know, for that particular formation. That was one of the things that I didn't like. I don't know, did Ingram line up at Wildcat? That must have been filthy, all right? So, what do you guys think of Tank Jones highlights, by the way? Right? Absolute nightmare. And I would imagine, kind of looking at the highlights, that he plays, you know, the bandit position. Well, it's 250 pounds. You probably get him up. Because for an example, and we'll start talking fall camp here in a little while. By the way, Alabama at practice right now. Ryan Grubb will be talking to the media probably around like 11:15. But you put on 20 more pounds on him, and you get him to like 275, something like 270, 6'4", 275. I would imagine that Tank Jones probably is the bandit type player. Just what I'm thinking, right? I don't think there's any way that he plays the wolf position. Maybe play, I don't know. Straight up monster. I mean, this guy's got it all. Whoever he gets, whoever gets him today, credit to them and their coaching staff. I still haven't done the Wildcat on the video game either. Has anybody done the Wildcat on the video game? I heard it works really well. I'm not, I'm not doing it tonight. No spoilers. I like this one. The fade route to 250-pound wide receiver. 12:20, Pat McAfee. We'll be back in 2 minutes, and we'll start talking some fall camp. Alabama holding its second fall camp right now here in Tuscaloosa, where the temperature is a balmy 90 degrees, feels like a million. Be back right here on 2 Seconds talking fall camp as we preview Tank Jones, who announces at 12:20 p.m. Central Time. Don't go anywhere. If you do, grab me some sushi, come back to the show, come kick it with Kyle right here on Bama Football on YouTube.
Did you know that Kyle's favorite sushi is...
Get your sushi on Wednesday at Publix. Publix has sushi at $5.99. Be back in a minute, fam. All right, fam. I'm back. Right now, Bama at practice right now. By the way, Daniel, stop saying that you got to stop saying that I smoke, dog. Like, that's ridiculous. I don't do drugs. I live a very clean lifestyle. So I'd appreciate it, man, if you cut that out. I love you being here, bro, but that needs to be addressed. So don't do that because people run with it. Then they think I'm like a drug addict and all this shit. So just man to man, man, stop saying that inside the comment box. So I appreciate it, man. Thanks. Alabama holding its second practice right now here in Tuscaloosa, Alabama. And I think, you'll start to see reports. And there was a couple takeaways yesterday that I saw, a couple things that definitely stood out to me. And I think when you look to, the defense, the offensive line, I do have my questions. And one of the things is, like, regarding the offensive line is, from what I gather and the things that I'm seeing, is the two deep right now at the tackle position, right, is Michael Carroll and Jackson Lloyd, right? And I think when you look at the tackle position, Daniel, it's all good, dog. One of the things is you address shit and then you move right past it. You know what I'm saying? So it's all good, dog. Water under the bridge. I love you, dog. We continue to rock with it. But let me point out this. From the tackle position, right, is you have, I would imagine, and this is important what I'm about to say. So you have Wilcom Formby at right tackle, and at left tackle, you have Caden Proctor. But behind that, right, you have Michael Carroll, and you have Jackson Lloyd. You see what I'm saying? So you have those two guys behind. And I think that's interesting because you don't, there's not a lot of experience there. So, I mean, look, I think when you look to, like, the strengths of this team, and I'll talk about weaknesses, and I think talking about weaknesses is okay. And I don't know. We just don't know. And I think it's like something to ponder when you're talking about the offensive line is inexperience a weakness? Not always, right? But I think, and I bring this up frequently, is Elijah Pritchett started over Wilcom Formby. He's gone. Here's Formby right here, number 75. And you have Formby, Jaden Roberts, Parker Brailsford, and then the next is Cam Dewberry or Geno Vandermark. So I really don't care who starts at left guard. I think each of those guys is suitable, but I want the best player to play. No doubt, dog. Does anybody remember Dare? Did Dare hit your school? They used to come to my elementary school, man. I was like nervous because I was like the first time I've been like around like cops before, and they would come to my school. And my school, man, I went to Agua Fria Elementary. Yeah, I'll say that again. I went to Agua Fria Elementary in Santa Fe, New Mexico, in the straight hood. Okay, I'm telling you, man. I kind of look back to how, because I grew up just with my mom. I see my dad and I have a great relationship with him, but I grew up just with my mom in elementary, man. And we lived in like the hood of Santa Fe. There is one, and Dare would come, and I was just like a little bit uncomfortable around the car. I don't know, I don't think they do Dare anymore. Did they get canceled? Oh man. So look, Wilcom Formby, we believe in him because, and I am optimistic about him because Coach Kalen DeBoer has been talking about him and saying that he's doing really well, right? But behind him, and then maybe this is good because we were so excited to get Michael Carroll and Jackson Lloyd. Man, he really had a good spring as well, right? So it looks like those guys, could be on the 2 deep. Wait, are you kidding me, Ebony? Ebony saying that she went to Agua Fria High School in Avondale. I didn't even know that existed. Another trivia, mid-show trivia. Does anybody remember, or does anybody know what Agua Fria means? This is too easy. You guys got to know this. Every once in a while, we'll slide in, some Spanglish here. I am from Santa Fe. My ancestry is northern Spain. All right, I did the whole ancestry DNA, and I got my results back, and it said northern Spain. I was like, word. Coldwater High School. Yeah, Coldwater Elementary School. That's where I went. It was crazy. It was the hood, I'm telling you. So anyways, things to watch with the offensive line. I'll just high point it. The left guard, it looks like we have a position battle between Cam Dewberry and Geno Vandermark, right? And which is fine. You want the best player to play, all good. And then it looks like at the second team tackle, right? Either right side or left side. I don't know who's working which, but you have on the right side, you have, let's just say Jackson Lloyd, and on the other side, you have Michael Carroll or vice versa. I love it because those guys, really high marks coming in. And we'll see how it goes with the offensive line. I'm actually pretty excited about the offensive line. One of the things that I don't know right now though is like who's the second team center. I think that these are all notable questions regarding the offensive line because it's such a long season, right? Tonight, when you guys come play, you know, the video game, we hang out together, you'll see 16 games is a gauntlet of a season. If you think all these guys are going to stay healthy in the most dangerous sport that there is, you're crazy. You got to, this is the, now for college football, this is the, look, man, damn, Parker. Man, excuse me, man. Let's see Parker Brailsford right here. So, oh, there's Rock Montgomery. He could be the second team setter. Watch this push right here by Parker Brailsford. I'm telling you. Man, this dude was good last year. Really good. Look at the special teams guys in the back. I just think this is funny. Who played football in here? Any level. You know, particularly if you played high school and college. Look, the special teams is just like a whole different room in itself. You have some cool cats from special teams, but usually it's just hilarious because here you are, like down in the dirt, running laps, getting in trouble, getting in these like, you know, it's just, you're in like the Oklahoma drill and you look over here to the left and the tight ends are just like kicking. You know what I'm saying? It would make me so mad. And everybody would just be like, yo, man, like, come over here for, you know how it is. I just think this is hilarious. These dudes doing work over here and the kicker's looking for probably the kicking tee, right? Oh, man. That's funny. Who else we got here? Big 61. That is one of the, I think that's a Rotten. I think that's his name is Graham Rotten. All right, we've moved into quarterbacks, and this is yesterday. We'll have some new footage later on today when they upload the footage. What we're looking at right here, just to slow it down, this is Ryan Williams. This is Ty Simpson, number 15 right here. I don't know who this particular guy is right here. And then here's Keelan Russell. I would imagine that Austin Mack is, you know, close by as well because they usually keep all the quarterbacks together. Here's Keelan Russell right here. Throw into Isaiah Horton. Who do you think catches more passes this year? Who do you think catches more passes? You think Isaiah Horton or Jeremy Bernard? Tough as Nails says Olas Allen needs to step up. Joe Kroom, what's up, dog? Kyle, have you ever seen special teams do Oklahoma? Hell no. Kimberly, man, you know what? This show is going to morph into lunch. I already know it, and it starts because who started with sushi? Was it Frank? Where is Frank on the East Coast? Because somebody mentioned something good there. Like, you really this sushi this morning? Wait, I thought did Fromm change his? Oh, I thought Fromm changed his avatar. I was gonna freak out. All right, so let's see. Bernard, Horton, Germ. Germ is Bernard. I think I'm going to go with Jeremy. Joe Kroom says Jeremy. It looks like 50-50, actually. North Alabama. Oh, man, stop. Saying Hot Wings. Samuel saying Bernard. I don't know. I'm going to say Jeremy Bernard. Look. I have Ryan Williams clearly as number 1, and then Jeremy Bernard 2, and then Horton, and then I have no idea who else. Yeah, Daniel. So we'll go. Today what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna talk. We talk tank, and then I'm gonna probably go for probably to 11, a little after, and then I'm gonna have a call-in show. So. That's how we'll rock today. And I'll go because I thought about having 2 shows or whatever, but I was like, man, that'd be silly. So I'll just do 1 show. So he is announcing at 12:20 on the Pat McAfee show. So if you want to watch that show, that's cool with me. Guys, go over there, come back. But right now, kind of just talking some fall camp, and then I'll come back and take your guys' calls. Probably a little 11. So let me kind of just get through some of this fall camp stuff that stood out to me, and then we'll go, we'll take your calls. Cool? So get comfy. And if you guys want to leave and come back, it's totally cool with me. All good. You ever tried to you just got to let people be. All right, nice ball right here. Hey, How about Jalen Mbakwe? It's Central Time. We're on Central Time here in Tuscaloosa. So 12:20 Central Time is the time. Here is everyone was talking about this pass yesterday, and Ty Simpson comes in and throws another pass that was equally as beautiful. Look, a couple takeaways. That was to Josh Cuevas, by the way. Here's another really nice ball by Keelan Russell. A couple things. That's to Caleb Edwards. Look, is it hard to throw a pass like that for a college-level quarterback? No. It's against air. We get that. But, I mean, these are things that we point out, right? Like, you want to see a good catchable ball. If there was a tiny bit of wiggle, we would freak out, right? Connor Cooper, what's up, dog? I like that blazer. That's a good look, man. Keep it up. Yeah, that's another thing. As Sean is saying, it's like effortless, right? So we want to, is it hard? Could you throw a pass like that? Maybe. I'd like to see it. We might have the Bama football Olympics, right? We go out there, we see who has the best ball. We see who has the fastest 40 time. No, I'm serious. How about this? The Bama football combine, right? With just fans. You want to come out, we'll take some pictures together, but then we're going to do a combine. We'll have a men's division and we'll have a women's division. And we'll have, if you're over 60, we'll have like a senior division, and we'll see how far you could throw the ball. And I'll film it too, and then we'll critique it. We will, I'll compete. We'll do the best ball, furthest ball. We'll do kicking. Remember, what was it? Pump, pass, and kick. We'll do all of that. We'll do 40 times, and then we'll do hundreds. And then after that, from our best 4, we're our best 8. We'll split it. Okay, we'll split it. Hear me out. So 4 versus 4, and we'll do a relay, and that'll be the Bama football combine. All right. So let me know if you're interested. Coming to a tailgate next to you. Why don't they do this? Fan tailgate combines. All right, that had a little bit of a wobble. Nothing to get worked out about. Jay Lindsey, nice pass to the outside right here by Keelan Russell. Ty Simpson connects to the outside. And one of the things that I was questioning too was like, what is the strength of these quarterbacks in terms of who has the strongest ball, right? You're throwing like 20 yards to the outside or whatever. Like, what does that look like? Let's back this up real quick. We've moved into the tight ends. Number 87, just kind of a refresher, and we'll continue to point out numbers as we get accustomed to, the new, numbers and all that. But 87 is Danny Lewis. And all these tight ends, and I have the graphic card as well, all these tight ends are huge. Like Danny Lewis is what, 6'5", 255, something like that? All of them are huge. But I tell you what, the one guy that really impressed me yesterday, and I named him an MVP, is this guy. This is a name to write down. Like if you were buying stock out there right now, and he has a brace on his leg still, but Marshall Pritchett, I'm telling you, I think even Clint Lamb said the same thing. And he knows football. He does a really great job, right? But I would, and I thought the same thing, and I noticed that he said it, and I was like, yep, noticed it, dog. Marshall Pritchett, this guy right here. So Marshall Pritchett, he's 6'5", 6'6", probably like 250, 245 or something like that. So when he got here to Bama, I think he was like 220. So he put on a lot of weight, and then he got banged up. I think he had a shoulder. I don't know what it was. And then he had a leg. So that's why he was out in spring. All the tight ends were out in springtime, right? And by the way, 2:20 p.m. 12:20 p.m. is the time for Tank. Let's see if I can put that. Maybe I'll just leave that on the screen for a minute. Maybe that'll help. And they're like, because a lot of people come in and come out. You know what I'm saying? So that's how it is. Can you guys see this okay? Is it clear to you? Am I clear to you? Rewind this track right here. Close your eyes. Play it again. And picture me rolling. You guys don't know what that's from, huh? Picture me rolling in the 500 bands. Oh, man. Some Pac. Who's going to get that? Anybody listen to that like on a literal like tape player where you had to rewind that track? All right, we continue looking at the tight ends. 81. This is another guy who just got here. This is Caleb Edwards, right? He's like, I think he's 6'5", 264. I'm telling you, man. So look, I'll be honest with you right now. The tight ends, I feel that while they have size, I don't know if we have playmakers. Now, I don't know if you need playmakers for this tight end room with Ryan Grubb's offense. I mean, you have enough playmakers. Would I like a tight end to be very dynamic and be a playmaker? Yeah, but maybe you don't necessarily need a tight end to be able to take over a game. Maybe you need a tight end to come in 12 personnel, that's with 2 tight ends, and to be able to block in blocking situations. Maybe you need, some tight ends that are dependable inside the red zone, that have big, strong hands that can beat targets for your quarterback. But I don't know, like in this room, and I'm just being 100% honest, I don't know if there's a tight end here that is like a game breaker. So, and that's by design. I mean, look, they went after specific tight ends in the transfer portal, right? So that's just how I feel. One of the biggest takeaways yesterday was talking about Deontay Lawson. I think look, a lot of the storylines, they haven't been too they haven't made me like, oh my goodness. This one was impactful. This is the number one storyline right now in college football for Alabama. And by the way, people are asking about the hat. Down South Headwear on Facebook. Down South Headwear. Tell him I sent you. All right. J Bama, what's up, dog? He hasn't committed yet. We are waiting for a commitment time. I'm going to leave this on the screen for a little bit. So if you're coming in and coming out, it's 12:20 p.m. Central Time on the Pat McAfee Show. All right. So if you want to like dip out, come back, we're going to go. This show will go all the way to then, right? And then here after 11, I'll start taking some phone calls and we'll start breaking it down. Alabama is holding its second practice right now at Bryant-Denny Stadium. You'll get new footage and a Ryan Grubb interview later on today. So busy day. Tomorrow they don't have practice on Friday. So that's just kind of the outline. And then they'll be back on Saturday. All right. But getting back to it, I mean, this is probably one of the bigger storylines, I think, for Alabama right now at this point in time. And there's nothing else to really be said. It's something to be tracked. And it's kind of the health status of Deontay Lawson. Now, he had a ACL last year, which shortchanged his season and kept him out of the NFL draft. He's clearly not 100% right now, but Coach Kalen DeBoer said specifically that his trajectory is where we want it to be. So, from now to August 30th, is he ready to go? I don't know, because, and I would say, I don't know, because you have Jeff Allen. Jeff Allen is the best in the business when it comes to sports medicine. So I think we just kind of, wait to see the status with Deontay Lawson. Now, I will tell you this, too. It's not imperative that Deontay Lawson plays game 1, 2, 3. And kind of just seen him yesterday, I might, kind of see where he's at by game 3 and definitely have him 100% for game 4, because the inside linebackers, Deontay Lawson he's that guy. He's the leader, but you have Nakai Hill-Green, who is very good. Very good. And you also have Justin Jefferson, right? So those two guys are also veterans that return. So that's something that we're going to watch. But I'm glad to see Deontay Lawson out there, because I think him with Jalen Hell, in terms of guys who are comeback stories, something to watch. Same thing with Bubba Hampton, right? Clearly, he's not moving 100%. It's okay. But maybe, there's clearly a strategy for his timeline. And, we'll see how it goes. 36 right here. This is Quentin Reese. This guy's put on a lot of weight, 100%. And this is Caden Jones over here, number 30. Guys have got a lot of experience during the springtime because some of those other backers were out. This is Nakai Hill Green right here, number 41. And then to the outside, this is Daryl Duke Johnson. Daryl Duke Johnson, a freshman, along with Luke Metz and Abdul Sanders, right? We're looking at the Wolf position players. You got Noah Carter right here. You have Justin Hill, Yanze Pierre. This group is just ridiculous. This doesn't show their athleticism. I think it's Touchdown Alabama. That has a really good video of Quay Rusa. Dude, it looks like the best player in college football. I'm not kidding you. It's crazy. I mean, he plays to that level, that speed the entire season. He gets after the quarterback. He'd probably be a first-round draft pick. I'm dead serious. So Ja Latham right here. This is Ja Latham. He came back. I mean, he's already a graduate. I think he's been here, is it 5 or 6 years? So here's Noah Carter right here. Justin Hill, who's a freshman. Noah Carter's in his second year. Justin Hill is in his first year. And then number 42 right here, Yanze Pierre. So incredible loaded group. So much athleticism. I think right now, probably one of the stronger units and most athletic units on the team. And I'm going to talk about the secondary now, which is, might be right there with them. So give me 1 second. I'm going to take a break. I'll come right back and we'll finish out the secondary, point out a couple other things that stood out from yesterday. Later on today, you got highlights from day 2. You got Ryan Grubb and, of course, the big announcement from Tank Jones at 12:20. Be back in just a few minutes. This break will be a little bit longer, but I'll be right back, and then we'll move into taking your calls here at the next hour right here on Bama Football on YouTube.
Did you know that Bama Football on YouTube also has a Facebook channel? You look for the comments inside the comment box and follow Kyle Henderson and Bama Football on Facebook. Bama Football on Facebook has 50,000 followers. You can catch Kyle Henderson on Reels and Facebook posts on Facebook. Kyle Henderson's Instagram account is also Mr. Kyle Henderson. If you want to follow his kids at camp. All right, see you in a second.
All right, fam, we back. We back up in the house. Short little break. I appreciate you guys being here. We're going all the way till 12:20 till when Tank Jones makes his announcement. So if you guys want to pop in, pop out, it's cool with me. Catch you later, Daniel. Thanks for your support, brother. What's up, Nia C? Love watching your show. I hope you decide to continue after the season. Yeah, I see you having a future in this. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, it's been a good ride. Yeah, you know, I'm open to God's plans, you know. So whatever God has in store for me, I'm all for it. You ever tried to tell God your plans, right? I heard that makes him laugh. So yeah, we kick it, we roll through, and waiting for Tank Jones to make his decision at 12:20 Central Time on the Pat McAfee Show. So, you know, we'll cover news as it happens. Alabama right now holding its second practice of fall camp. I have updated highlights later today along with Ryan Grubb's interview. I love hearing Ryan Grubb. You know, and I thought yesterday, Coach Kalen DeBoer, I thought his press conference was good. But hearing Coach Ryan Grubb, man, he's like no nonsense. I think he's like very dialed in. And I think, you know, before I talk about the corners, I think that, you know, Ryan Grubb is somebody who wants to continue to prove himself. And I think he's probably frustrated on how last year went in the NFL. So, and same thing with Coach Kalen DeBoer is like these guys understand that, you know, that wasn't the standard for them individually last year. So, yeah, eager to hear what he has to say. And then on later today, you'll have, or this weekend, you'll have Kane Womack. Finishing out on things that stood out yesterday, you have the Alabama corners, all right? Now, if the Wolf position isn't the most talented on this team right now, then I think it's probably the corners in the secondary. And I talk about the safeties as well included in this position, even though I won't have footage of them. But, you know, you look at Damani Jackson coming back, probably the most underrated player on this team, to be honest. I don't know why. Does anybody else talk about Damani Jackson? Having Damani coming back, he's finally, coming out of high school, we saw Damani being here. But I think when he was at USC, clearly he wasn't that guy. Man, he did an amazing job last year. And look, all the hype, and rightfully so, is around, you know, Dejon Lee, this young man right here who's 6'4", whatever, who had a fantastic spring. And I'm sure it's going to be really hard to keep him off the field. But Xavier Brown, you know, he gets overlooked too. And that kid started every single game for Bama at corner. So, you know, between those three, also Red Morgan in there, Cam Calhoun, I would imagine that you start seeing more of Cam Calhoun. Man, damn. More Cam Calhoun at that corner position as well. I mean, they have, and that's why I say it's so important this year to have quality too deep, okay? Damani Jackson needs to come out to tie a shoe or something like that. Boom. Throw in Dejon Lee. Xavier Brown needs to go out, you know, to you know, carry the turnover belt. Boom. Slide in Cam Calhoun. So you have options. Throw in Red Morgan. Whatever it is, you have options for the duration of the season. You see what I'm saying? In the safety position, the same thing exists. Bray Hubbard, man, I just smashed my, you know, helmet on some dude, and I need a new helmet. Okay, we'll throw in Zay Minty. Zay Minty goes in, gets a pick 6. This guy looks, you know what? He's on my riser list. I'm going to have a riser list. You know what this is? Drake Kirkpatrick Jr. He's on my risers list, 100%. I had my MVPs yesterday. I'll do my MVPs today once I get a, you know, snapshot to see everything. But, yo, this guy is a bad dude. Look at the velocity in the aggression from Drake Kirkpatrick. Bam. Knock that ball out. This is Deshaun Jones right here. Bam. So, you know, you look to the Husky position, excited about that. You look to the safeties, excited about that. I still really haven't seen any footage just yet of Bray Hubbard or Keon Sabb. Did we see Keon Sabb finally yesterday? Was he out there? Ryan Williams. This was something that stood out to me too right here. Was Jeremy Bernard. jacked, absolutely jacked, right? Put on a lot of weight. Well, I think just got like some good muscle tone on him, which I think is going to clearly allow him to, go the distance of the season. But he's much bigger or more jacked than he was last year. I don't know. That just stood out to me from yesterday, right? And I think most of you guys said that he would be number 2 in receptions. Man, the little clip of Lazier Brooks there flying around. Hopefully we got some more footage of him, man. Here's some footage of Austin Mack. Now, look, just asking right now. Just asking. Do you kind of get a feel who quarterback number 2 is? Does it even matter? Is it even worth saying? Hey, Kyle, what's up, man? Appreciate you coming up to us from Colorado. Where you at in Colorado? Let me know. Boulder, Denver, Pueblo, Colorado Springs, Pagosa. You ever been to Wolf Creek? You ever skied Wolf Creek, Kyle? That's a good place, man. Wolf Creek. Right? Jarvis is like, it doesn't matter. I think you're right, bro. It's like the first day of practice. Like, it doesn't really matter. I think, the quarterback competition is clearly healthy. And I think, like, Austin Mack, this guy is in a tough spot because just think of where he's at. And I have no idea where these guys are on the depth chart other than, like, Ty is, number 1. But I think for Austin's sake, you have Ty coming back, so he's super easy to root for, a guy that has earned where he's at right now, right? And then you have Keelan Russell on the back end, who's like, the guy. We can't wait to see him, 5-star. And then you have Austin Mack, who's like, that's why he gets overshadowed. But I don't think that, people don't think that Austin Mack isn't good. I think that he's good. And, he's going to have opportunities to prove himself, prove his value. But that's why he probably gets, a little bit overshadowed. Okay, Kyle has never skied Wolf Creek, but he's heard of it. All right. Well, where are you at in Colorado, did you say? Oh, Littleton. Oh, that's what's up, man. Okay. Yeah, Littleton. Yeah, I used to own a business in Boulder. So I actually used to cover the Buffs. That's what I did. And I had a business there, so I covered Colorado. And then before that, I covered high school football in New Mexico. Steve says, I think Austin will be able to see the field. Russell seems to have a quick release. Big homie 60 saying that Mack will transfer. Hey, Jawan, I don't think I said what's up to you, dog. Good morning to you, brother. Oh, dude, Boulder is so nice, man. 100%. Bama Nation 334. Yeah, Tank Jones at 12:20 p.m. So a little bit closer. I'll post it inside the comment box and throw it up on the screen on Pat McAfee. All right, you guys want to get some calls in? So where I put the call-in line, you'll see the call-in line. I'll explain it to you guys. So I gotta move this. All right, let's do that. So the call-in line is right here. You see this call-in line? The phone number? Is it clear to you? It's over here on the right-hand corner. The call-in line is 205. All right, 205-850-1994. All right. So if you want to call in, you got something on your mind, you want to talk about the team, but I have to warn you, okay? I'm going to ask you when you call in to give me your prediction on Tank Jones, okay? And then, it's your show. So we're getting a little bit closer to Tank Jones' commitment. And, now we'll move into some calls. All right. Other things to watch today. We got a hell of a raffle going on, okay? You want to jump into the raffle? Still wide open. There's some people that have gotten in, but, I mean, your chances are really good. We're going to spin the pinwheel on Wednesday, okay? 2 tickets, Bama's second home game versus Wisconsin. An 11 a.m. kickoff. $25 to get in. The value price for these 2 tickets is $543. All right, so you got 2 tickets. So if you want to get in, the directions, very easy. Venmo, Bama_YouTube. Cash App, Bama YouTube at the bottom of your screen. Super chats work as well. All right, next Wednesday, we'll be spinning the pinwheel. All right, with that said, let's open up the call-in line and let's see who wants to join the show today. We have a 256. Hey, good morning. You're on the line with Kyle Henderson. Who am I on the line with and where are you calling in from?
Roll Tide Prods again from Huntsville.
Hey, what's up, Roll Tide Prods? So Roll Tide Prods, he's been on summer break. He calls in. He has really good content and some really good dialogue. Last time he called in, he asked about cross-training players playing both ways. I don't think there's a player that's going to be playing both ways. I think Jalen Mbakwe is a wide receiver now. But anyways, man, welcome to the show. I appreciate it. And I got to ask you, Roll Tide Prods, where's Tank Jones going? What's your prediction today?
I think either Oregon or Bama. I think Texas A&M has kind of fallen out of the picture a little bit.
All right, so, but do you have like a firm pick? Is it Oregon or Bama?
I'd say Oregon lean probably more than Bama, but it wouldn't surprise me either way.
Okay, all right. So Roll Tide Prods, someone keep track of this. Roll Tide Prods is saying Oregon, then Bama. All right, man. What else is on your mind, man? Welcome on in the show.
I was just going to talk about the quarterback situation.
Okay, go ahead, man.
I would say that, like, in a perfect world, I would say that, like, Ty Simpson absolutely balls out this year, and then he goes to the NFL. And then Keelan redshirts this year, and then Austin Mack starts next year and balls out. And then Keelan starts as a redshirt sophomore.
Yeah, I mean, I think the way I mean, looking at the long term of the quarterback, I think Ty has his year here, and I think that Ryan Grubb and Coach Kalen DeBoer will be quick to make a decision to change a quarterback if, let's say, he can't get it done or whatever, right? There's too much on the line. Their jobs are on the line this particular year for the quarterback position. I do feel that at the end of the year, just because these two guys are young, you're going to have Marcus, what's up, dog? I appreciate the super. But I do think that if Ty will exit out, he'll go to the NFL, and, you know, you're going to have a quarterback battle returning in the spring. I don't know if you determine a winner there, but I would imagine that you probably have a quarterback that transfers. But I don't know. I might be looking too far into it, but that's kind of how I see the quarterback position. But there's been no indication that Ty Simpson can't get the job done this year. So I'm pulling for the kid. That doesn't mean I'm pulling against the others. I like the story. I'm eager to see, you know, what happens, and, you know, we'll track it. Anything else on your mind, man, before we move to the next caller?
Nothing really.
All right, man. Well, thanks for chiming in, bro, and call again, and we'll see you inside the comment box. Thanks, brother.
See you, bye.
All right. That was Roll Tide Prods coming out from Huntsville. We got an 865 and a 334 coming up next. Let's see what the super chat has to say from Marcus. Marcus, what's up, dog? You just entered the raffle, dude. And let's bring that chat up. And he says, I could be wrong, but I still feel that Tank ends up at Bama. I believe that this is the reason why Bama didn't take Ford. Yeah, that was KJ Ford, right? Nonetheless, throw your boy into the raffle. RMFT. All right, word. I got you, dog. You know, first of all, I appreciate the super chat. Thanks so much for getting in the raffle. That could be it, man. I think Alabama fans are going to hold on to this. We're going to look. Can you imagine what is going on right now, kind of behind closed doors? You know, the financial components, people who are talking. I don't know, man. I mean, I still think it comes down to the last second. We'll find out what happens, but yeah, this is one of the, you know, most highly contested races that we've had in some time, especially for a 5-star like Tank Jones. So, anyways, we go back to the phone lines. Thanks again for the super, bro. Appreciate it. 865. Hey, Angel, what's up, man? Angel, right?
What's up, man? Yeah, that's right.
I appreciate it, man. Thanks for calling in. Angel from Pigeon Forge, everyone. Angel from Pigeon Forge. What's up, bro? Welcome to the show.
Yeah, for Tank Jones, really, this cat, I mean, he's really good. Like, he's got 84 tackles this past season and 18 tackles for loss and 16 sacks.
Mm-hmm.
But in his 22 season as well, he has, like, 130 tackles. Like, this kid, I don't know how Alabama can keep him. Like, this kid is too good for Oregon for their sake because Alabama, that spells Alabama right there for you. Like that defensive presence, he can move outside quick pretty well. He can maneuver against other people, like the linemen. He can, push them off of him and get the quarterback. Like, this speaks Alabama for me. Like it really does. It's like it speaks like Dallas Turner vibes. You know what I'm talking about, and all these other great Alabama players on defense that played at Alabama. I mean, I think Oregon is just too much out of their depth with all this because, really, I get it. They got great pockets and all, but they got 0 championships to show for it. And Phil Knight ain't going to see nothing because Oregon had their chance, and they still can't get it done. Like last year with Ohio State, they had a chance to put them away twice, and then they went to bet on the second time. So, and Alabama is in a good position to get this player because Bama is evolved to a great different program than it was 20 years ago. And I can say is Alabama is going to win a championship in the next couple of years, unlike Oregon, because they play in a sorry Big Ten, and they can't really do really good in big games like we saw this past season and 15 years ago or something like that when they played Ohio State in 2014. Is what it was. Against Mariota, and they what the bet too as well. Look, but I think Tank Jones is going to be a great player. Time will tell. But other than that, that's all I got for Tank Jones right now.
All right, on with the Angel. Anything regarding fall camp that stands out to you?
Yeah, like there's no flashy things. We don't see people like talking smack like Tommy Castellanos. Look, I'm going to say it again. Bama don't need to talk.
Mm.
Their play on the field will talk.
Mm.
And because last year was not it, like they know that. I think we got some great players to lead the charge. And because of last year, like everybody was on the hot seat last year, like because Coach Kalen DeBoer, it was his first season. He lost to Vanderbilt, Oklahoma, Tennessee. That game they threw that one away for some reason. And of course Michigan twice. So, of course, people out there are going to say that, especially the Big Ten people.
Mm-hmm.
They've been talking so much shit for the last 2 years that I'm sick of it. And I just hope this year Alabama, proves people wrong and makes it to the playoffs because I'm just tired of these people, like, dogging on Alabama fans in the ACC in general, like Kurt Sinetti. I mean, Bama's not dead. We're not going nowhere. They're going to keep on going. And I think Alabama this year will finish 11-1 and make the playoffs.
All right. I appreciate it, man. Good prediction. I like that. 11-1. Thanks for calling in, Angel. Appreciate it, bro.
Thank you, man. Real time.
Yeah, real tight to you. 334, you're up next. And after that, if you want to come in, now is a good time. The call number is right here on the screen, 205-850-1994. 1994, where were you at in 1994? That's your next trivia. Were you guys around in 1994? I'm serious. Like, come on. We got to have people where were you living? Post the city that you were living at in 1994. And the Stallions are moving to where? And Kyle asked about the Nothing But a Winner. Has anybody seen this movie? Comes out, what is it out today? Does it hit theaters? I heard it's amazing. I need to go check it out. All right, so let's see. 1994, we got a 334 up in the queue. And then after that, if you want to call in, hit me up. All right, Amanda says, let's see. Amanda was 7 in 1994 and lived in Charlotte. Okay, that's what's up. Jawan in 1994 was in Mobile. They're moving to Los Angeles. Wait, or wait. Okay, no, because I asked two questions. Are the Stallions moving to Los Angeles, or were you in Los Angeles? I know JG's from the West Coast, so he was from Los Angeles. Marcus in 1994 was in Enterprise. All right. Daniel's back. What's up, dog? Chelsea, Alabama in 1994. Marion, Arkansas. Okay. Sean the Explorer, 1994. He lives in Oxnard, California. Prom was in Hawaii. Good thing you weren't there a couple of days ago. What happened with the tsunami? 334. We're going to get to you in just a second. But what happened with the tsunami? Did anything happen? Ivan Teller's number 13. All right, 334. You're up. All right, good morning. You're online with Kyle Henderson. Who am I online with and where are you calling in from? Hello? Your mic's way too low, dog. You might be on like Bluetooth or something. I can't hear you at all. I'll give you like 10 seconds to try to figure it out. It's like defusing a bomb. Come on, we want you, man. 10, 9. I can't. Try one more time. Are you there?
Austin,
man. Call back, man. Call back, or maybe you had cricket. Did anybody have cricket? Remember cricket? Man. Does cricket still exist? All right, 12:20 p.m. for Tank Jones. All right. 6:01. Let's do it. Hey, good morning. You're online with Kyle Henderson. Who am I online with and where are you calling in from?
This is Robert from McGee, Mississippi.
Robert, what's up, man? I can hear you nice and clear. What's up, Robert? How you doing? Where were you at in 1994?
1994. I was in McGee. I was living in McGee still. Yep.
Wow. So you've been there. So 1994, Robert was in McGee. And what you thinking for Tank Jones?
Alabama, all the way.
Okay, tell it. Yeah, I love this because it seemed, I don't know. Look, the internet knows all, and people have started to say that Oregon is kind of creeped in. I think it's still going down to the wire. What about you, Robert?
Yeah, man, nobody can beat the SEC. We're just so far above everybody, man. It's just SEC all the way. I mean.
All right, so Robert in with the strong Bama pick. All right, man, so what's on your mind regarding fall camp or anything else that you want to bring to the show? Go ahead, Robert. You got the floor, bro.
Oh, man, I'm just ready for the season to start, man. I'm just itching. I can't wait. I can't wait till I see touchdown Alabama.
Is there anything like, it's one day, so it's like Christmas for us in Alabama. Was there anything that kind of jumped out to you from like the footage that you saw or things that you heard from yesterday from fall camp, number one?
No, nothing really stood out. I haven't been keeping up with that much. I've been working a lot. But nothing to me, not really.
Right. It's kind of like, which isn't bad. It's kind of like business as usual. But I think, storylines to watch is clearly, the continued trajectory of like Deontay Lawson and how Ryan Grubb works the offense. But I get what you're saying, man. It's like, okay, we get one practice and it's just like we go overblown with it. But this is what we expect. This is the standard. And I think these guys, come back with it. But I appreciate you calling in, bro. Call in at any time. I appreciate your support inside the comment box, dude.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right. Thanks, Robert. Tank Jones has not announced yet. 12:20 is the time. So let me put that graphic back on the screen. 12:20, Tank Jones, Pat McAfee. Turn it on. Has the McAfee show started? I think it started, right? It starts at 11. I'm not like a regular watcher, but, clearly he's got a gigantic platform. But 12:20, it looks to be the date or the time, all right? Let's do a 2:05. All right, welcome to the show. You're online with Kyle Henderson. Yeah, who am I online with and where are you calling in from?
Hey, man, my name's Dustin. I'm from Auburn, I live in Auburn, Alabama. I'm actually, don't beat me up for this, but I'm actually a student at Auburn. I couldn't get my college credits to transfer to Bama. So going to school at AUM in Montgomery, a lot of my credits transferred to Auburn, so I didn't really want to have to retake classes and stuff. But I'm still, Bama through and through. I just had 2 questions for you. What was I know like majority of the talk this fall is who's the quarterback, who's going to win the starting job, but I wanted to hear from you. Obviously like our defense has been talked about and stuff like that, but what's your expectation for Lawson coming back from injury, seeing him in fall camp with the knee brace and stuff? He looks pretty dang healthy, 75-80% is what they're saying, what I'm hearing. And also, what's your expectation from Simpson and Russell as, if Simpson does win the quarterback position, or what do you, and also what do you want to see from Keelan if he doesn't win the starting position to continue to improve and then possibly seeing him start next year?
Yeah, well, I appreciate it, Dustin. Dustin's calling us from literally enemy territory, but I have a couple questions for you. So obviously you weren't around in 1994, right?
No, sir. I'm 26. I was born in 99.
Okay, yeah. So, yeah, scratch that question out. But what about this whole Tank Jones at 12 p.m.? I heard 12:20 Central Time. Has that changed, fam, inside the comment box? What do you think, Dustin? You thinking that he rolls Tide, or you think he's going to the bad guys?
I mean, I've been seeing pictures of him from, his younger years. His dream apparently was to play for Alabama. I've heard like a lot of these teams have got open checks. I hate to see, a true Bama guy go somewhere else, honestly, especially, Oregon. But, I mean, you can never tell with college football these days. I hate to say that, but I would really love to see an Alabama guy go to Alabama. He's always wanted to play for Bama. He could build his, legacy there.
Mm-hmm.
But some of them, you can't beat an open check. You know what I mean? And that's just college football these days. I hate to say that, but, it's kind of the truth.
All right. Well, yeah, I appreciate that. So your questions, you asked me about Deontay Lawson. This is something that we're tracking. It's good to hear the trajectory of him is going forward. Obviously, if Alabama played a game this weekend, he wouldn't play. Coach Kalen DeBoer said that this is going to be a timing deal. The good news is that the trajectory is positive, and also you have Nikhil Green and Justin Jefferson as veterans that can fill until he's 100% healthy.
Yep.
And as I've been saying, you need so much depth this season. So do you hold him out? I have no idea. That's something for Jeff Allen, and Coach Kalen DeBoer to discuss with Deontay Lawson. I'm sure that they're not going to put him in a bad situation. You don't need to, but you look at the early season schedule. Let's get him 100% because that meat of the schedule following Georgia, I mean, it gets pretty challenging where you're going to need all hands on deck. Your second question about Ty Simpson and about Keelan Russell, Ty will be the guy. And what do we want to see from Keelan Russell? Well, I think you want to see maturity. I think you want to see somebody who doesn't go to social media and start posting cryptic things or being sad or playing the poor me's or start being entitled. Nobody's entitled, bro. Like, you came to Alabama to get polished against the best.
You came to compete.
100%. So that's why you come to Alabama. You don't come here if you're entitled, because entitlement is going to get you nowhere, right? You're not entitled to health, wealth, starting for Alabama football, period. So I want to see maturity. And look, we haven't talked about this, but one of the saddest storylines is this young man lost his twin sister this year. He's out here. He's been professional. I can't even imagine what's going on, but he has showed maturity. So as we continue to pray for him, those are the things that we want to see from him. And I think, kind of going back to something that Coach Saban always said, Coach Saban said that the freshmen that get on the field early, they are mature, right? And you can deal with making a bad play, throwing an interception, whatever. You have that next play mentality and you're coachable. So I think all signs are positive for Keelan Russell. We continue to hear great things out of him from camp, and it's a healthy quarterback competition. Anything else, Dustin?
That'll be it, man.
All right, man. Stay safe down in Auburn and stay away from those barns.
Thank you, Kyle.
All right, man. Take it easy, dog. All right, Dustin calling. Is that our first call from the barn? Right? Is it? And we've been doing this show for 10 years, and I don't know if anyone's ever called in from Auburn, right? I guess they just got phone lines down there. Did anybody remember the rotary phone? You guys aren't that old, are you? Remember, you know what was crazy is let's see who we got coming up next. 256 and 251. You're up next. Hang tight. You know what was crazy was when you had at home, it was probably at your grandma's house, but the phone was like on the wall, right? And you would take the phone off and there was that long cord, right? And it was like this like kind of spiral type cord. Probably it was like tan or yellow. And this thing literally stretched as far as your grandma's house. You could take that to your room. You could take that to the room that you were staying at and talk on it. You remember this? And it was a clear connection. It wasn't like a cell phone. It was clear. Man, those rotary phones. But this phone, I think it had buttons to if I remember correctly. 256. Hey, welcome to the show. You're online with Kyle Henderson. Who am I line with? Where are you calling in from?
What's up with you, Kyle? This is Jay from Florence.
Jay, what's up, dog? I appreciate you being here, man. When you called, it sounded like Star Wars or some shit. It was like there was like, are you in like a safe place?
I'm still in time. I'm sitting on the backside of the plant watching your show on the phone, talking in with you.
All right, man. Yeah, good to have you on the show. Jay calling from Florence. We appreciate you, dog. Thanks for being here. First of all, how have you been, man? It's been too long.
Man, I know, right? Man, working. They had another baby, man. Working.
No
man.
way. You had a baby?
That's it, man.
What did you name your baby?
Yes,
did you name your baby Saban? Remember, there's AL.com's doing that story. Did you see that? Some ladies named Crimson and White. Did you see this? So what'd you name the baby?
Oh man, his name is Legend Jerome.
Legend Jerome?
Yes, sir.
Oh my goodness. I love it, man. Congratulations. They always
Yes,
say
sir. Appreciate
congratulations. Work so hard you forgot to take vacation. All right, so what are you thinking? Tank Jones? You thinking where you think he ends up?
Man, I'm thinking Tank Jones coming on home, guys. I just don't see him getting out of here, man.
Yep. Put in.
I don't think, and then from just like little interviews you see from him, because he ain't really did much. He don't really seem like he chasing after the money. Because if you look at the teams that he going after, his position, these guys have developed top 10 picks. So you can't really say he's chasing the bag when they didn't put people in the draft too.
All right, so we got Jay's pick in from Florence. He's saying Bama. And I was asking people too, where were you at in 1994, Jay? I know you've been around.
Where was I at in 1994?
That was one of the questions I was asking because the call-in line is 205-850-1994. Yeah, so then it became like a question. Where were you at, man? Were you posted up in Florence still?
Yeah, I was in Florence. I was 1 year old. Yes, sir. I was in Florence,
Oh,
I
man.
guess, with my mom.
Yeah, all right. So you had to ask her what you guys were doing. All right, man. So what's on your mind? We had one day of fall camp. It's like Christmas over here. We're excited. We got highlights. We're hearing from Ryan Grubb later today. What's been on your mind, man? What are some early observations as we get into it? Go ahead.
Man, y'all, please, let's all get behind Ty Simpson.
Love it.
I mean, we understand what a key line is and stuff like that, but, I mean, it's time to get down to the nitty-gritty. Man, let's all put our chips behind Ty Simpson. It's his turn. He done waited his turn. Man, and it's going to be on him to either, what it is, fight or flight, man. But we can't do nothing else as the fans. Ain't no more division or none of that, y'all. We know Keelan's not going to be the starter game one, y'all. Let's just get behind Ty Simpson. But yeah, Cal, that's really all I wanted. I am on the clock still in these folks' time. So I'm going to let y'all go and go Tank Jones, man.
All right. Thanks for calling, man.
Roll Tide, baby.
Man, I love to hear from you, and congratulations to the new baby. That's good. We bring in more family to the undefeated. I appreciate you, Jay. Good to call, man. Jay out in Florence putting in the work, calling on his break. He's got the new baby, and we're excited for him. 251-256-865, all in the queue right here on Bama Football on YouTube. I appreciate you guys being here. If you just joined the show and you're like, what the hell's going on? It's 11:30 and Kyle's still talking about 1994. Well, we got the big commitment coming up at 12:20. So usually I post like, trivia questions or something that comes to my mind. And today I'm asking where were you guys at in 1994. I'm also asking you where you think that Tank Jones will commit to at 12:20. If you missed my show earlier in the morning or the earlier segment, I was going to turn on Pat McAfee, but I got teenagers, right? So my batteries, I don't know where the batteries are. I'm watching it on my phone down here. The phone is always a little bit delayed, so I don't know. We'll get through it. So as soon as Tank Jones commits, we'll jump right to it, and that's where we're at. So we're taking calls. We're having a good time. We're just kicking it with Kyle. Keep your heads on the swivel. We got more footage today from Alabama's second practice, which should be wrapping up here momentarily. And then also, he's committing at 11:45 now? Is that the truth? Someone said 11:45. All right, because I'm not listening to Pat McAfee, but if he is, that's amazing. All right, so do we get 11:45? That would make my life a little bit easier. All right, so you guys, if you guys could do the homework, see if he's at 11:45. We'll cover it as it happens, and we'll keep on rolling with the calls. 251, you're up. Hey, thanks for calling in. You're on the line with Kyle Henderson. Who am I on line with, and where are you calling in from?
How you doing, Kyle? My name is Rod. I'm calling from Beaufort, Georgia.
Oh, my God. Perfect timing. You say Rod?
Yes, sir.
Like as in Rod Tidwell from Jerry Maguire. Remember this, right? You remember Man, remember him? What a character he was, man. That was well played. But didn't Cuba Gooding Jr. win did he win an Oscar for that? He should have.
I think he did.
Man, so somebody just asked me, all right, so we're on with Rod from Beaufort. Somebody just asked me, was it you inside the comment box that asked about the new stadium, or was it somebody else?
I think it was somebody else.
So Beaufort, I mean, you've seen this, obviously. You live there. They call it Beaufort University, but it's a high school. The new stadium, how much did it cost? Like $62 million?
Yeah, it's definitely up there. I ride by it every day, and that thing is huge.
Man, this is the nicest one that I've seen, right? So, man, the Georgia football don't play. I get it at the high school level. All right, so I had to ask you my two opening questions. Number one, where do you think no. The first one is 1994, where were you at, Rod?
1994, Kyle, I was in Monroeville, Alabama. I was born and raised there.
Ooh, I love it. All right, love to see it. So we got a Bama boy up in here. And then Tank Jones, who's committing at some point in time right now. What are you thinking? What's your gut telling you?
I think Tank Jones is going to commit to Alabama, not just because Alabama is his dream school, but only because I believe he sees the trajectory that the program is going. Based on the add-ons and the recruits that Coach DeBoer and the staff have been on a roll really since last year.
I love that. That was something that I spoke about in the opening is I think a lot of the prospects that are jumping on board right now, you get a sense of the trajectory on a brand that's really easy to sell. And I think also with the particular players that they're getting, like, man, Alabama can still put you in front of the most eyeballs, right, on Saturdays. Plus, they can get you to the league. I mean, we saw it, for more than a decade under Coach Saban, and we're still seeing that with Coach Kalen DeBoer. So this is a place where you can still get sharpened to the best of your ability. So a million reasons why to still come for Alabama, regardless of where the money's at. And plus, Bama isn't broke. They're not broke. So I don't want that narrative to just like go away. But anyways, anything else, Rod, that's on your mind? We started one day at fall camp. There's several storylines to talk about. Anything on your mind or any questions that you have for me? Go ahead, man.
Yes, sir. Really quickly, this is going to be a perspective that I have. I am very excited, not just for our team, not just for Ty. I'm excited to see Ryan Grubb and Coach DeBoer operate at full efficiency offensively.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's going to be amazing. I think they're going to be crazy with it.
Look, I think that, I always talk about my three big reasons why Alabama will be better this year. And, one of the biggest reasons is Ryan Grubb. And look, sometimes things just work better together. You ever had a sandwich that was peanut butter and jelly and just had the jelly? Nobody's doing that, right? Sometimes you just have jelly on toast, but like,
Right.
peanut butter and jelly, it elevates things. And for whatever reason, Ryan Grubb and Kalen DeBoer work so much well together. So I think kind of that continuity, I think what Ryan Grubb learned from his 1 year in the NFL, Ryan Grubb's on a rocket ship. I get it. Things didn't work out in the NFL. The NFL don't play. But that doesn't mean that you're still not on a good trajectory. Just the NFL, they'll fire your ass quick. Period. They don't care. That's why I love the NFL. But I think he still has a lot to prove, and I think so does Coach Kalen DeBoer. So having those two guys back, I think, will really elevate the offense. And look, this is the truth, man. We haven't had a good offensive coordinator here since Steve Sarkisian. Okay, and I know Nick Sheridan's still on staff. He's just young, man. So was Tommy Rees. Bill O'Brien, he wasn't it. The quarterback room and the offense has been disserviced for, the last 4 or 5 seasons or whatever it's been. So Ryan Grubb, I think he can drive the Bugatti. We're about to find out here on August 30th. Anything else, Rod?
No, sir, that'll be it. And roll tide. I appreciate you, Kyle.
Yeah, no doubt, man. Thanks for calling in. I appreciate it. All right, Rod Tidwell calling in from Buford, Georgia. No, it wasn't Rod Tidwell. Show me the money. You know what? That comes in a perfect time because that's what Tank Jones could be saying right now. He could be dancing, right? And he could be like, show me the money. Coach Kalen DeBoer, right? He's going into practice, right? He's leaving practice today, and he's like, oh, man, Tank's on the phone. And he's like, yo, Tank, what's up, man? What's your decision? He's like, show me the money. I want you to say it, Coach. I want you to say it and scream it out in front of everybody. Can you imagine? He has all the coaches on three-way saying, show me the money. All right, 256, let's do it. Thanks for being patient. You're on the line with Kyle Henderson. Who am I on the line with and where are you calling in from?
This is Fitzgerald calling from Town Creek, Alabama.
All right, you say Fitzgerald?
That's it.
All right, and calling from where? Where was it in Alabama? I'm sorry, I missed it.
Town Creek, Alabama. North Alabama.
Town Creek. I haven't made my way to Town Creek yet. That's another one. Like one time, Fitzgerald, somebody called in and they said Tallahassee, but I thought it was like Tallahassee. But there's so many more places that I need to continue to explore. So we got Town Creek, and so welcome to the show.
Creek.
And
yeah.
All right. So
thank you. I enjoy your show, man.
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, it's all made up. I just, come up with this stuff and, it's kind of ad lib, but I do it from my heart. I hear a voice. It's German, so I got to get a translator. 1994, where were you at, Fitz?
Let me think about this. Now, I don't want to tell a story. I probably was eating barbecue at Nick Saban's house.
All right. And what about and for Tank Jones, somebody said 11:45, somebody saying 12:20. I don't know. What are you thinking for Tank?
Hey, Alabama, baby, we back on top this year. They can't stop us. It's hard to beat Bama, so where else would you want to be?
Yeah, all right. So Fitz is in for Bama. What else is on your mind, man? We've had 1 day of practice. They're getting ready to finish up day 2. You'll hear from Ryan Grubb later on this afternoon. I'll carry that right here on Bama Football on YouTube. But what else is on your mind, Fitz, when you kind of dive into the season now as we close the month of July?
But first of all, I want the best quarterback to start, whoever it is. Mm-hmm. And I was going to come in about what you said about Keelan, what you want to see if he doesn't win the starting position. Competitions at Bama. He could learn this year if he doesn't start, and next year I fully expect him to be the starting quarterback because he's a special kid.
Yeah. I can't wait to see his development. I'm really encouraged by the early things that we've seen. And Coach Kalen DeBoer, he's been honest with his development. He said, look, out of the guys that have been here, he's going to make the biggest jump because he had the opportunity to. That doesn't mean that he just passed Austin Mack or Ty Simpson, but the guy literally was in high school. So he just got here in January. Yeah, exactly, 100%. So I'm excited about it. And I do believe that it is more than hype. I mean, from what I heard, there was some scrimmages in the springtime that were behind closed doors where he made just some ridiculous plays. And that's how the guys are. So it's good to rally around Ty, and I encourage everybody to do that. And just because you're pulling for him, doesn't mean you're pulling against one or the other. And just like Jay from Florence said, you got to get behind the guys who are starting. And, once we start to see the plays and the games, then we can make assessments on, how we feel about the roster. And that's up to Coach Kalen DeBoer. What else stands out to you, Fitz?
Well, I agree with you saying about rallying behind whoever starting quarterback, because we don't need another thing like everybody criticized Jalen Milroe for everything we've done. So we got a good team. We don't need to have a great quarterback this year. Just need to be serviceable because we have great athletes on offense and defense.
And plus, to compound on that, you have a really good offensive coordinator who should put those guys in the right position to make plays. You got an arsenal of running backs, right? Top to bottom.
Right.
Man, those guys are, I can't wait to see what those guys do with their opportunities that they have. And you're right. Like, we don't know, what the ceiling is for Ty. But the thing with Ty, and this isn't a knock on him at all, but I think that he doesn't need to come in here and do everything. And I think sometimes when you go back to the previous quarterback, he was like, I have to do everything because he could run, he could pass, right? But you don't have to do everything. You have to get the ball to who Ryan Grubb has designed the plays to. And I think, then that comes down to the offensive line. So, if the offensive line executes, because the weapons that they have are filthy. So anything else, Fitz, do you want to make a closing remark? Go ahead.
Yes, sir. One more thing. I'm 55 years old, and I was wondering, am I too old to, I got some eligibility left. Can I go get some of that NIL money?
Yeah, I think you definitely should. You should, there's the Diego Pavia rule. I mean, he came back. Maybe you create the Fitzgerald rule, and you come back and you give him one more shot. Strap it up one more time.
Cal. I want Cedric still work for Alabama. I want Cedric job. The guy that used to be Nick Saban's right-hand man.
Hell yeah.
He held this cup of Gatorade.
Man,
I want Cedric job.
Cedric could probably write a best-selling book immediately. But you know what? A guy like Cedric, he's a vault. He's never he's a ride or die.
Oh, really?
He's never going to tell you anything that happened behind closed doors. But the stories that he could tell,
that's right.
Oh my goodness. So just the best stories.
Is he still with Alabama?
I've seen him around. I don't know. I'll keep you posted on that. I haven't seen him around, but that doesn't mean anything. Maybe he's still with Saban because Saban's still active. So maybe he's still doing stuff with Saban.
Right.
So I don't know. Good question, though. But, good call, and I appreciate it.
Like I say, you got my number, buddy. So call me if Cedric's job come available.
All right, we'll do.
They can give me cheap.
All right, take it easy, man. Roll Tide to you. All right, 865 and 615 coming up next. Quick Cedric story. If you don't, does anybody know who Cedric is? By the way, Tatted Vet, man, I appreciate the super chat. Hell yeah, man, that's what's up. Thank you very much. I really appreciate the support. Remember, you guys can get into the raffle, which is still available. Alabama versus Wisconsin, $25 to enter. Value price for these two tickets is $543. We'll spin the pinwheel next Wednesday. Waiting for Tank Jones to announce his decision, which I guess we're still saying 12:20. Don't worry, I'll be here. I'll tell you guys, what's going on. And then later today, you got Ryan Grubb, more practice highlights. We're recirculating the highlights, which you see on the right from practice number 1. And that's how we're operating. But quick Cedric story. I think I've told this before, but one time when I used to go, to the media practices and stuff like that, Cedric came in. It was right before Coach Saban. And we're like, what's up, Coach? What's up, Cedric? He would always put the water on the table and or at the podium. And he was like, man, I got to go get the meatloaf for Coach Saban. So he said that Coach Saban thought that there was still this restaurant that existed that still served the meatloaf. But Cedric was like, he just said meatloaf. So he was going to a restaurant that just had meatloaf, and Coach Saban didn't know the difference. So, look, Coach Saban wanted meatloaf. He got a meatloaf, period, and that was the end of the story. Man, but I've kicked it with him I've seen him once or twice at some restaurants. Great dude. Really, you could give a small plaque for Cedric, to be honest. All right, 865, what's up? Hey, good morning or good day. You're on the line with Kyle Anderson. Who am I on the line with and where are you calling in from?
Hey, Kyle, I am Marquis Woods. I'm from Chattanooga, but I'm living in Knoxville, Tennessee right now.
Oh, my goodness, man. Yeah, another guy calling from behind enemy lines. All right, you say Marquis?
Yeah.
All right, Marquis,
yes,
what's up, dog? You don't sound old enough to be around in 1994. Is that true?
Yes, sir. Absolutely not. I am 22 years old.
That's what I thought.
But I have been a fan of Alabama my entire life. Obviously, I was 5 years old when Nick Saban first got on in, '07, and been rocking with him ever since. You know what I mean? Roll Tide.
And that's the thing too. So we're on with Marquis calling in from Knoxville, behind the protected line, right? I mean, it's Knoxville. But the thing is, Marquis, like, look, you just said it, bro. You grew up and you watched Coach Saban do work on everybody in the country, specifically the SEC and I guess everyone, right? But, like, that's the same thing with Xavier. You're not too much older than Xavier Crowell. You're not too much older than Tank Jones. You're not too much older than Sedarian Morgan. These guys grew up hardcore Alabama football fans. And that pageantry, once that's in you, that's in you. So, no, I mean, I can imagine, like, Tank Jones, he grew up an Alabama football fan. So, hey, the heart wants what it wants, right? All right, so we know you weren't around in 1994. What Tank Jones? How you feeling about Tank today, bro? And by the way, it looks like 12-20 for Tank Jones. Go ahead.
I mean, it's everything you said, Kyle. I mean, big fan of your show. Just want to put that out there. I mean, been watching for the past 3 years. You've really inspired me to want to do something similar to what you do, man. It's inspiring what you've done for a long time. Your come up, the way you've done it organically, just getting after just the hardcore grind of it all. I mean, following God through it all. I mean, you're absolutely an inspiration, Kyle. And, I mean, just keep doing what you're doing. I mean, even if you don't do it after this year, I mean, just whatever you do, I mean, I know you're going to be great at it, Kyle. Just want to put that out there first.
Thanks, dog. I appreciate it, man. Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. But on a real note with Tank, I've been a fan my whole life, and I haven't even been into, Alabama, but I've been to Alabama games, watched Alabama my whole entire life. I was at Spring Day this year. I was, I was at the games where Tennessee first beat us. You know what I mean? Like, I've been through it all. So I think that Tank is locked in through it all. I think that we have built up a good class through last year and this year. I mean, we're racking it up. We're top 5 right now, top 6. And I think that we're getting Tank. We're going to be immediately jumping in the top 5 today, right? And he just kind of solidifies the class. And, I mean, boom. You know what I mean? There it is. You know what I mean? Roll Tide.
Yeah, and I think on with Marquis calling in from Knoxville, bro, can you imagine what – you got to think the recruiting class would go to number 1, right? It wouldn't be – could you imagine how pissed off we would be when we checked 24/7 or Rivals and then Bama's like 3? If they get Tank, I'd be like,
No, 100%. And the thing is, and it's so funny how stuff works because Xavier Crowell, I'm big into recruiting. Xavier Crowell has been a 5-star on every single board, and all of a sudden he's a 4-star now. How? Why?
Yeah.
How? You can't explain it to me, right? You can't explain it to me, right? Been a number 1 back, and you reclassified, and he was still, 4-star, still ranked this high. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's kind of ridiculous how stuff works, but it's only because we're Bama, and it's only because we had an off year. But with Ty Simpson about to have the year he's about to have, with us and Ryan Grubb and Cullen DeBoer and all the gang about to do work, right? And we're going to continue to have success after they have a great season this year.
I appreciate the call, Marquis. Thank you very much, bro. I appreciate the comments as well, man. Stay blessed. Do your thing. Believe in yourself. Keep believing in God. And, that things work out well when you do it like that, bro. All right? We'll catch up with you next time, bro.
Yes, sir. Thank you, man.
Roll Tide to you, man. 865. We got 615. We staying in Tennessee. It looks like 615. Hey, thanks for being patient. You're on the line with Kyle Henderson. Who am I on the line with and where are you calling in from?
Hey, Kyle. Hey, I'm Kevin calling from Nashville, Tennessee. How are you doing? Hey, by the way, I love the hat and I love your passion, bro.
Hey, I appreciate it, man. Thank you so much. Every single show, I tell you, I'm serious, man. Like, there's a lot of times I don't like to, because it takes a lot of energy to get on here. I'm by myself. I do all the graphics, everything by myself. But, I got 2 kids who really believe in me. I'm always trying to work on myself, and it's a very competitive field. So, I really appreciate that. And I hope that you guys can see kind of the grind, behind. And thanks for believing in me. So I really appreciate it, Kevin. But with that said, man, where were you at in 1994?
Man, I was in Nashville, working my way up the food chain in corporate America. But I have to give you my little backstory here. I was born May 1st, 1961. So that was the first year that Bear Bryant won a national championship with Alabama. So
Wow.
I grew up thinking that Bear Bryant was president until I knew any better. Yeah. So I've been so fortunate. I've been so fortunate to watch the University of Alabama through the two best coaches ever in the history of mankind, and that's Bear Bryant and Nick Saban. And you may know this. There's a movie coming out. I think it's coming out maybe even tonight or sometime in the next days, called Nothing But a Winner.
Yep.
And it talks about the legacy of Alabama and what it represents. So this is what I have to say. You know, I think we have to go back to the beginning of what Alabama football is all about. It's about discipline. You know, I listened to all these ex-players from Bear Bryant who survived hell and back, and they said they not only loved the man, but they feared him as well. And so my point to everyone today is that we have to get back to the fundamentals of what Alabama is all about. We have to be disciplined. And you know what? It's great that you love DeBoer. It's great that you love the coaches, but you also have to fear them a little bit as well to reach the expectations of Alabama football. And that's my feeling based upon my 64 years of watching the University of Alabama play. I'm excited about this year. I really believe that this could be a turnaround year for us, and just interested to hear what your thoughts are on what I said.
Yeah, I appreciate it, Kevin. Well, thank you so much, man. I appreciate, you know, the fact that you've been here to see the good, and because there were some down years as well. And I think kind of, you know, some of the people were before Coach Saban, and if you're just joining us, Tank Jones should announce at 12:20. So we're covering it up until that point. I appreciate you guys being here on the show. We'll cover it, and, you know, depending on where he goes, we'll talk about it. But yeah, you saw Coach Bryant, and then you saw some down years, and now you saw Coach Saban. And kind of going into this year, I'm sure it gives a lot of people optimism, just seeing, you know, all the defensive returners, seeing the recruiting, seeing the fact that you got Ryan Grubb. There's so much to be optimistic, and this isn't just like gassing people up. Like, these are factually, these are things that we really believe in the recruiting specifically. I know we're kind of turned towards recruiting right now because Tank's about to be up, but man, honestly, I'll be honest, I did not think that recruiting would stay the same without Coach Saban. And what Coach Kalen DeBoer did, even with last year's class, and now this class, man, regardless of where Tank ends up, and I still think it goes down to even December, but man, I didn't think he'd be doing this recruiting-wise, but the brand sells itself, and clearly Kalen DeBoer, Courtney Morgan, and the coaching staff, you know, have showed the trajectory of where this program is going, and people are buying in. And also, Bama isn't broke. So, yeah, I appreciate the call, Kevin. Thank you so much for joining us from Nashville. I can't even imagine what it's looked like from 1994 to what it is now. It's just, it blows my mind every time I go back to that city. But thanks for calling. Thanks for the support, and I'll catch up with you next time.
You got it, man. Thanks so much.
All right. That was Kevin out in Nashville. We go back to a 615. We'll take it right now. Hey, thanks for joining us this morning. You're on the line with Kyle Henderson. Who am I on the line with, and where are you calling in from?
Yeah, is this me?
Yeah, you're on, bro. Who am I on the line with, and where are you calling in from?
Hey, I'm calling from Nashville, man. This is Calvin.
You say Calvin?
Not the guy you just talked to. Yes, Calvin. Not the guy you just talked to, but another one.
All right, Calvin. What's up, man? I appreciate you.
Yeah.
Thanks for being here, man. Thanks for calling in the show. My two questions on my opener, and today I always do like different, you know, openers, but 1994, where were you at, bro?
In 1994, I was celebrating my first son.
Oh, man. That's
in Montgomery.
Yep. Yeah. So
Montgomery, Alabama.
You know, and being a father is like, it gives you so much purpose in life. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing. If you're out there and you're a parent, man, you know that time is fleeting. And, man, that's a beautiful memory. Anyways, we turn the page now to Tank Jones. What are you thinking, Calvin, as we look to Tank Jones, a tremendous 5-star out of L.A.?
You know what? It'd be good to have him. But you know what, man? I'm 67 years old. And Alabama it doesn't matter who they get, man. What Saban and Bear Bryant have done over the years, man, they get those kids, and it's a mental thing, man. They love them kids.
Yeah.
They already have the talent. All the schools have the talent, but they run dynasties because, man, them kids can see it in their heart. They really help them kids, man.
Yeah. Yeah, I think, and that's something that probably the players right now, it's easy for them to believe in, because I think so much of because sometimes, the first year has been laid, but one of the things that I also like about the coaching staff is the familiarity. I mean, you bring back pretty much everybody from last year from the coaching staff besides Colin Hitchler and, even Nick Sheridan. They just moved him to a different position, but everybody else has been here. Now, will that be the same going forward? I don't know, but it is right now. So those are things to be optimistic about, because we like in life, we like things that we're familiar with. We feel that we feel comfortable around my second year coach. Think about Ty Simpson. That guy's had how many offensive coordinators? 4 offensive coordinators. Man, that's crazy. I'm curious to see if that's the most a returning quarterback, the most offensive coordinators in the entire country. And the dude's standing here, and I think he's got the best one that he's had in quite some time. What else you got, Calvin?
Well, man, I've been an Alabama fan ever since Johnny Musso. Like I said, I was born and raised in Montgomery, Alabama. And my wife, her people are from Nashville. So after I got married and we had our first son in '94, man, she wanted to move back up this way, and that's what I did.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate you calling in, Calvin. Thank you so much. We have back-to-back calls from Nashville, and we'll catch up with you next time. We'll see what Tank Jones decides here at 12:20.
And good luck to you, man. I remember when you first came on, I'm like, who is this guy? And, man, you have done a marvelous job. I commend you.
Thank you.
You have done a marvelous job. The caller said, whatever you do, you're going to be fine.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
All right, Calvin calling in from Nash Vegas. Yeah, man. So some of you that are new to the show, or whatever, you're like, oh man, I've had this show literally for 10 years. But it takes a long time, right, to go anywhere. And I don't even know where we're at. I'm definitely, you kind of look to some of the greats that are out there. Man, I just stay in my lane and, report on news as it happens. But, man, there's some amazing people in the industry, of course. Josh Pate, of course. You look at all the other Alabama guys that cover. Man, they do such an amazing job. All happy for their continued success going into this next football season for sure. We got a 936 coming up next. Hey, you're on the line with Kyle Henderson. Who am I on the line with and where are you calling in from?
Yo, Kyle, this is the boy T. Ridge. I'm out here in Lufkin, Texas.
Hey.
I'm in Mississippi.
Hey, what's up, T? How you doing, man? Good to see you, bro. It's been too long.
Cooling.
Yeah.
I know, man. Hey, especially last time when we talked, I was outside in nature. You hear all the birds in the back, but hey.
Yeah, man. So we always talk about every time you call in from Lufkin, how's the high school football looking this year out in Lufkin? Who's the strongest team?
Well, it's gonna be different. It's first year coach by way of Houston. Coach Quick is no longer there. The guy that's there, he's bringing in a new coach, and he's actually going into the inner city where the players are located, creating that continuity. So it's somewhat like the boys doing at Alabama.
Yeah.
They're actually getting active with those players to create that continuity, to build a relationship that, hey, look, if I can be with this person outside the community, when they come down game day, I'm going to play my heart out for them. So.
Turning the page, man. I mean, this young man's about to make a gigantic decision. He's not, signing paperwork. I still think wherever Tank Jones goes, it goes down to the end of the wire, like even to December, to where they're officially signing stuff. But 12:20 on the Pat McAfee show, we have Tank Jones from L.A. That's Lower Alabama. To those of us that live in Alabama, I lived here for 10 years. 10 years in January we'll have my 10th year anniversary here in Bama. But what do you think? And see, you thinking that Bama can sway him? You think Oregon? We haven't really heard too much on Texas A&M from people that have called in. But what's your take, man? Go ahead, take it away.
I mean, like you say, Alabama ain't broke. Y'all see what we doing with the recruiting classes we done brought in, the people that are on the team now. So Alabama isn't broke. Nick Saban was just cut different, and he governed his program the way it should be. Hey, the structure, and that builds character. But people have, their own unique ways of how they do things that doesn't take away from anybody else's way of doing things. You do what works for you.
Mm-hmm.
So, me saying that, Tank is one of those generational talents that we do need. We let Peter Woods got away. We let Woods, the wide receiver, got away. He is the one that we don't need to let get away. And him combining the attitude, James Smith, and combining the attitude and mentality of Quay Russo and some of those younger cats that are coming in, that's going to pull Alabama back into the old Alabama.
Yeah.
I feel like he's one of those, he could come in, he could be a day one starter, or he could just be one of those key rotational pieces. And he has that type of effect right now. We need D-line. We hadn't had a dominant D lineman, to me, since the Slippery Bandit. That doesn't take nothing away from, guy played for the Patriots now, because he was kind of on and off. He started coming on towards the end of the season, but he had a hell of a year that year.
Yeah.
I can't think of the D tackle's name, but he's game changing. We're starting to recruit those guys that play with attitude again. They're playing because they love the game of football, not because of how much you're paying them. And he has that type of, you can just tell how the guy talks. So look, man, this is the kind of stress where I've been getting all these calls. I really just want to play ball. I'm ready for this to be over with. So he's an humble person, but he also on the field, he'll turn it on and it's there. Like I say, he's just that game changer. So I feel like I want to say Roll Tide. Oregon, Roll Tide roll. He going with us. I mean, you think about it. And also, this neither here nor there, I feel like Alabama's defense is going to be sneaky good. I mean, just think about the D-line right now. You're going to have, the guy that came back to transfer from Texas A&M, Tim Keenan, James Smith, and Quay on that front. Man, that's nasty. And I feel like Ty Simpson is going to have a Mac Jones type of season. They're going to shock the world. Remember that year, they counted out Mac Jones. They said, we didn't have a quarterback. They talked about the person that was behind them, Bryce Young, just like they're doing Keelan Russell, nothing from Keelan Russell. Think about it, man. Look at the plays that Ty did make. We already, Ty Sneaky has legs to match his arm. He has the IQ. He's a 5-star recruit.
Yep.
He has it. I feel like Ty has a Mac Jones type of season. The Alabama defense is going to be the Alabama of defensive old. I feel it's going to be back. I would love to see Q Reese play a little linebacker, till Lawson get back. Let some of the I understand we got a transfer from Colorado that's good. But, man, let's put some more of that speed out there. Let them know, hey, you can't run on us. You ain't going to run up in between with those hogs in the middle anyway. But, hey, Tank Jones, Alabama, Roll Tide roll. Y'all support Kyle. Run up the lights. Hey, let's go.
All right, appreciate you, dog. Good to talk to you, man. Stay safe out in Lufkin, man. Call in again next time, man. We'll wrap more.
Yeah.
All right. That was T calling in from Lufkin. 205 and a 702. We got a Vegas caller coming in. So here's where we stand, right? So let me kind of set the stage for those of you that just came in. And I know we have people from other fan bases or whatever. That's cool. I appreciate you guys being here. I've lived all over the country. So one thing is for sure, we probably kick it together 100%. And those of you that are in the United States military or that have served this great country, we completely appreciate you guys. We understand that freedom isn't free. Fly a flag outside of my house every single day. So I know we have a lot of veterans like Daniel, Chad, I think Fromm as well, Patriot Life, of course. So if you've served the great country, we appreciate you guys 100%. And that's really important to us every single day. With that said, 12:20 on the Pat McAfee show, you can watch Tank Jones make his official announcement. And to set the stage, I don't need to set it anymore, but you have Oregon, you have Alabama, and you have Texas A&M. And Thaddeus, you're right. He was talking about Christian Barmore. Man, Christian Barmore was so good. He was mean. He was mad, right? He's from Philly, right? Like, you don't mess with him. So that's kind of where we're at. And we've had a show since 10 a.m. And we are going up to that point. Oh, sorry, Chad. I thought you were. My bad. But if you are a veteran, we still love you out there. We love you anyways, Chad. So the thing about it was later this afternoon, you got Ryan Grubb up at the podium. I'll put that on the YouTube channel. And then you also have practice highlights from practice number 2 that I'll upload. And then tonight, if you've been following the channel, I've been streaming the NCAA video game. Every single game that I play is absolutely crazy. It's like down to the wire, like 1-point victories. I made it to the national championship. I don't know how. And I'm taking on Oklahoma tonight. So if you guys want to come kick it with me, you guys can. And that's where we're at. But I'll take a couple more calls up until the commitment point. And we'll see how it goes. So Tank Jones, and when you call in, I'm going to ask you for your prediction. And then kind of today's like question is, where were you at in 1994? So keep your heads on the swivel. 205, you're up next. Hey, welcome to the show. Appreciate you guys being here. We got to keep it a little bit more concise because we got a couple callers that I want to get through. But who am I on the line with and where are you calling in from?
Hey, what's up, Cal? Finally, I get you on the line talking to you, man. This is Bama Hater.
Okay.
You don't answer my my post, but hey, I called a comment. I think the guy's gonna go to Oregon because he's closer to Oregon than Bama. And that guy that used his time to rant about Alabama with his great Jesse Jackson "Keep Hope Alive" speech for Alabama, it's not gonna be that, guys. Alabama had, I keep telling you in the chats, Alabama had the number 1 team last year. They had a top 3 recruiting class, but Vanderbilt had 0 5-stars, and they whooped them. So, I don't put too much stock in recruits until they can prove themselves on the field because other than that, this is just an opinion of what they can do. Until they prove it, they're just another player on the football field, baby. So, hey, I keep telling you guys, I predict Bama to not win the SEC. They're not going to win the national championship. So all of this hype and all of this building up of Alabama, just go with it. And, at the end of the season, hopefully Sankey can get back out there and beg for another playoff spot for your team. So you know how I feel about it, baby. Let's go, Canes. I'm looking for a big season.
All right. Good to hear from you, dog. Stay safe, and thanks for calling in, man.
Hey, Kyle, one more thing. I am a veteran. I got 4 years active and 20 in the reserve. So shout out to me and myself.
Thank you so much, bro. We appreciate your service. And serious, man, like if you guys are out there and you serve this great country, man, we really appreciate you. So thank you so much, Bama Hater. We appreciate it, bro. Appreciate your service for this great country, man. Call again next time, man.
All
right. That was Bama Hater. He's actually he is a good guy. He follows Miami, right? So you have somebody that will stir up the chat, but obviously, good guy. And I don't know if Miami has a show like this. Surely they're, does Miami? Of course they do. But it's not like covering Alabama. You know what I'm saying? ACC, SEC, you guys know what's up. 702. We going out to Vegas? Hey, what's up? You're on the line with Kyle Henderson. Who am I on the line with and where are you calling in from?
What's up, Kyle? It's BJ from Vegas.
Man, we up in Vegas. Finally, man. Where you been, BJ?
I've been here, man. Just, the babies getting school together and all that.
Man.
You know how it is to be a pops.
Oh, my God. School. Did you do, like, school supplies and all that stuff?
You know it, man.
Man. Where are you guys going for school supplies? Target? Is that, you guys going Target? Is there somewhere else
wherever the deal is.
Right? Walmart. That's it, man. I know. In the lunch boxes that I have over here, because I make the kids, Caden now, he's 17. He's about to be 17, and Lacey should be in 7th grade, man. So, but I still make, I make Caden breakfast and I make Lacey lunch. So, man, it's on the grind. Father time. Father time is the real deal.
Right.
BJ calling in from Vegas, man. What do you think about Tank, bro? You got like one of the last predictions in. So how you feeling, man? Break it down for us.
I'm gonna say Tank is gonna go with Bama because he's from Bama. But the thing is, like you said, these kids grew up watching Coach Saban. I don't know if a lot of people know why Coach Saban is honestly the GOAT. He's the only coach in history in college that had a person selected in the NFL from every position. And he's the only coach, only college coach that has over $1 billion in signings in the NFL for his players that came from college.
Mm. We lose you, BJ? You walk into?
No, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Oh yeah, I thought you like walked into to stations or something like that. You good?
Nah, I'm at work. At work. I work at the library district, so I got to kind of watch myself sometimes.
I got you. Okay, yeah. Remember when we used to have that cop who would call and he would be waiting for someone to speed. It was David from Louisiana, right? Remember he used to call in and he'd be like on patrol and he'd call into the show. All right, BJ. So, what? Anything else, bro, standing out to you from day one of fall camp? And by the way, Ryan Grubb later on today up at the podium, and then practice highlights. Anything else? We're team minutes 5 away from Tank Jones making the decision. So, anything else kind of like popped out or kind of made your ears perk up when watching day one of fall camp yesterday?
Everybody, check out Luke Metz. He is the truth. The kid is going to do something special. He reminds me of Reuben Foster and Hightower.
Wow. Luke Metz. Well, you looked at the three freshmen that came in, and by the way, I'm watching Pat McAfee on ESPN. So like it's on my phone down here. By the way, it's people in the comment box. But yeah, you have Luke Metz who came in from Georgia, and he was all Alabama, and then you also have Daryl Duke Johnson.
Sanders.
And then you have Bill Sanders. Yeah. So, that linebacker class absolutely loaded, with so much talent. But anyways, BJ,
the true future of Alabama linebacking.
It's crazy, man. And look, even QB Reese is good too, and Caden Jones as well.
Yes.
So,
appreciate your time, Kyle. Got to go back to work, my brother. Roll Tide.
Thanks for calling in, BJ. I appreciate it, bro. BJ out in Vegas, Library District, hit me up. We got a 707 and an 865. We got area codes on here like Ludacris. Call you in a few minutes. Let's see. Does somebody say Tank is live on Pat? I'm watching on my phone. So as soon as it breaks, I'll probably cut you off. I think I could take one more phone call, but you got to be quick. Let's see. Someone said Tank is live. All right. We're probably too close to the time. So if you're online right now, 707-865-205, drop the call so you don't have to wait online. We're going to wait for the announcement from Tank Jones, so you don't have to just wait. Someone said that he's live. I guess he's live. Is that on Instagram? I would imagine. You could also follow like Hayes Fawcett as well. So like I said, I think, we're going to wait to see what he does. So still waiting to see if he is live. It is 12:18. I'm watching it here on my phone. And what do you guys think? Okay, so final prediction inside the comment box. As many times as possible, where do you think that Tank Jones announces to? Let me hear you guys inside the comment box. Where do you think? Go ahead and post it. Do you think it's Alabama, Oregon? Do you think it's Bama? Go ahead and post it inside the comment box. Last second pick. Post it right now. Man, I don't do predictions or anything like that. I kind of feel nervous about this one. This is one of the bigger ones that we've covered, right? Something that like kind of breaks the internet, so to speak. I woke up this morning and I felt, I saw the stuff about Oregon. I haven't really seen too much about A&M. I mean, there's so many reasons for him to choose Bama. So, I mean, we got a lot of people inside the comment box saying Bama. And, here momentarily, you got the crown jewel of the class, in anybody's class, really. I'm kind of with you, man. I still don't know. But any moment, we'll get the decision from Tank Jones. Just an incredible defensive edge rusher. 5-star. Let's see what he says. He's on live, by the way, if you want to watch it on Pat McAfee. Man, this dude is like, he is absolutely it. So what he is, he's at the podium right now. Pat McAfee is talking to him. He's there with his family. God, man. Fingers crossed. This would be tremendous, man. The heart wants what it wants. What's it going to be? Bama. Oregon. I'm nervous too. All right, it is in. Hayes Fawcett has just announced that he has committed to Oregon. Oregon is the call. That is in from Hayes Fawcett and Pat McAfee. Hey, so that's how it goes. Oregon is able to get Tank Jones. That was kind of the talk before the show. And it looks like he's going with Nike. I think at the end of the day, you know, this is going to come down to the absolute end, right? I don't think the recruiting is done. I think Oregon, he's committed to Oregon. So I'll go ahead and put it on the screen so you guys are like, where did he commit to? I wonder how much he got, too. I mean, I have no idea, but man, that's huge for Oregon. All right, so breaking news, if you just joined us, let me ask you, do you think this is done? Honestly. I mean, are we going to be like chasing rainbows here? Breaking news, if you had just joined, Tank Jones has committed to Oregon. Over Bama, over A&M. Love the kid, man. I thought, you know, I certainly thought that we didn't know where he was going to go. But it seemed like kind of like the Bama guys who were like really dialed in, right? Like for the recruiting perspective, they were kind of quiet on this. And that's how we roll. So I think look, I'm going to say this. I think it's still, I still think it goes down to December. Oregon is going to be very tough to, you know, to beat out because of the funds that they have. But I don't think that, I don't think it's done. But he did commit to Oregon. I'm watching it right here. He's got the Oregon hat on. So, congratulations to Tank. Remember what I said earlier. Look, don't go out there and say anything negative about the kid. All right? All right, fam. Well, I appreciate you guys rocking with me for the past 2 hours and 30 minutes. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. You know, I put the heart into every single show, and we'll continue to do so every single time I step on the platform. Got a lot of content coming your way right here on Bama Football on YouTube. Stay posted for Ryan Grubb. Stay posted for more practice footage and news as it happens right here on Bama Football on YouTube. Oregon lands a good one, picking up Tank Jones from LA. I'll catch you soon as news happens right here on Bama Football on YouTube. Thanks for watching, fam. Thank you so much for the super chats. And remember, next Wednesday, we got the raffle, which is right here, game tickets to Alabama versus Wisconsin. All right, so 2 tickets for Alabama's home game. Face value, $543 if you want to get in, $25 to get in to the raffle. So we will spin the pinwheel next Wednesday. All right, Bama YouTube on Venmo or Cash App Bama YouTube. I love you guys. Thanks for kicking it with Kyle this morning. Coming to you from beautiful Tuscaloosa, Alabama. You guys will see me here in a little while because I got Ryan Grubb. I got practice footage. It doesn't stop, and that's fine with me. All right, I appreciate you guys. Thanks for rocking with me right here. Kyle Anderson, Bama Football on YouTube. Congratulations to Tank Jones for committing to Oregon. Alabama's recruiting class still pretty damn good. Drop a roll tide inside the comment box. Back as news happens. Thank you very much for watching. Thanks for the calls, and I will catch up with you next.